Assalamu alaikum and good day. Today I'm going to conduct a presentation based on a written report that was an assignment that was tasked to me by my lecturer, Dr. Nordiana Safian, my lecturer for the subject of ADS465 Industrial Relations. The topic that was chosen for this written report was issues of work-life balance among workers in Malaysia. Okay, so that is the topic. And now, based on the written report, now I am assigned to conduct a presentation based on a infographic of a content that was taken from the written report itself. As we can see here in the screen that is currently being shared, we can see the infographic on issues of work-life balance in Malaysia based on Employment Act 1955 Amendments 2022, in which we highlight on efforts to achieve work-life balance. Okay. However, first, let us first go through some introduction on this topic of issues of work-life balance in Malaysia. So why was this topic being chosen? This topic was being chosen because personally, even for me myself, having been working for several years and also in the world in the working world in organizations mostly. So now that we are currently working, we will surely face such situations in the execution of our daily tasks and responsibilities. Work-life balance nowadays seems to be like an issue that requires huge attention by related parties that are involved, which we shall further discuss. Because even based on the written report that was made, uh, I made some research based on several articles, mostly on the news itself. This year, several years back, all prior to the COVID-19, work-life balance has been an issue in which even just in June 2024, we were ranked second worst in Asia, Malaysia. Okay, so it was all being detailed into in the written report. So to me, this is an alarming issue, not just for the nation, but uh, most importantly for the Ministry of Human Resource. Okay, so that is why this topic is being chosen, because I personally believe that it affects me as an employee of a company, and thus, I believe it is something that we should highlight for this discussion. Okay, and among some of the related parties which are involved, mostly this issue resolves or circles around the human resource, the Ministry of Human Resource itself. Because why? Because all the policies are formulated uh, by the ministry as agreed in the parliament itself, and also the guideline has always been based by the Employment Act 1955 until recently, in which there are certain changes in the act itself. Okay, all right. So just recently in 2022, an amendment was made and it was enforced officially starting as of 1st of January 2023. So this effort made by the government through the Ministry of Human Resource uh, is an effort that should be appraised at the very least. However, I believe there are still room for improvements, which we shall highlight on more later. So first, based on this infographic, I would like to focus more on some of the changes that was made. So first, we can look into the maternity leave, in which entitlement being increased from 60 days to 98 days in ensuring working mothers are able to have sufficient time to care for their child. Okay, so previously, working mothers were only being provided 60 days for their maternity leave, but now it has been increased to another 1 month, around 98 days. So We believe this is an improvement and should be praised the effort made by uh, the government through the ministry based on the amendment in this Employment Act. And also not just for the working mother, but also for the working father, because we can see for the paternity leave, working fathers being provided 7 days of paid paternity leave for each confinement. So I believe this is a very, very huge step, at least towards the work-life balance. It gives uh, opportunity and also room for working parents to arrange and also manage their the child that was born. So I believe this is a good improvement. And next, flexibility. The submission of written application for flexible working arrangements to modify their hours. So in this Employment Act, now employees are allowed to make requests for flexible working arrangements through submissions in a written form, in which an employer must at least respond with a decision whether to further negotiate or even to allow the flexible working arrangements requested by the employees, because of the reality of work nowadays. It's not just about work, but in life we need to manage and have our obligations outside of working life. So it is something that the employers should also consider. And next, on sexual harassments. So on sexual harassments now, employers must now exhibit conspicuously at the place of employment a notice to raise awareness on sexual harassment. So now it is a compulsory for all organizations to display on the awareness towards sexual harassments in the form of memo or sharing by any bunting or banners, as long as everyone in the organization is aware of sexual harassment issues, the do's and don'ts within inside of the organization itself. Meaning, this will increase the awareness of sexual harassments among employees and also the employees. Next, maximum working hours. Now, employees are being reduced from 48 hours to 45 hours per week, meaning an employee that works above 45 hours now are entitled for overtime. And those who wish not to work more than 45 have preserved their rights here, in which employer now needs to ensure that the working hours must not exceed 45. But this is actually a bit disappointing for me because the working hours in Malaysia, I believe, is or we can say it's the gap is so huge between us and the European countries. So, for example, like Sweden, New Zealand, the working hours are very different, and studies have been made, and results were showing that lesser working hours contribute to a more output of work. And this is something that I believe the ministry should really, really look into again, because work-life balance is such an issue, even for employees mostly in the urban area, and focusing more on Kuala Lumpur. They are spending many hours, couple of hours, at minimum couple of hours inside their car, stuck on the traffic. So the hours that was used in a day, in which what can they can benefit themselves with outside of working hours, are being restrained. So to me, this has been such an issue. Next, sick and hospitalization leave. Employee being entitled for 40 to 31 days of paid sick leave and 60 days of paid hospitalization leave, meaning now it is a must for all organizations to ensure that the employees are being entitled with the number of leaves on sick and hospitalization. No more room for negotiation. This is the standard that was made based on the Act. So this is also a good improvement. Next, for foreign employees, approval from Director General of Labour being required before employing foreign employees, and needs to inform the Director General of Labour on any termination of foreign employees within 30 days. So it also touch on the foreign employees as well, not just within the nation, but also those who have come to the country to work. So these are some of the highlights on the amendment made for on the Employment Act to 1955 amendments of 2022. But I believe there are still many rooms of improvement based on the written report and the studies and research that was made. In the completion of the report, I believe there are still rooms for the ministry, and I personally believe that the action should be taken now, not after many more experiments or research. Research has been made, it has been proven, there are results that can be referred to. There needs to be an action. That is what I personally believe. And just for the sake of this discussion and presentation, so I would like to maybe suggest a little bit on some of these suggestions that can be made. So first, I believe the ministry need to address again the importance of work-life balance for Malaysians whom are employees, because another issue that needs to be addressed and to be highlighted by the ministry, because even recently, a brain drain is also an issue, meaning the government is working towards retaining the people whom have credibilities and potential from working outside of the country, in which it will benefit the other countries. For those who have been studying here, being having the opportunity to enjoy the benefits in the education and also gaining experiences, but then the credibilities and the potential are not being distributed at the right place, in which the government is trying to retain them from leaving the country. But why are they leaving the country? Meaning there are reasons why, and among them are work-life balance itself, and for sure, it's on the better pay, on the range of salary. So yes, the government would like to ensure that the government can retain uh, skilled and potential employees from leaving the country. But is the government doing enough? That is something that the government needs to look into. And another, I believe, is the government should ensure on the policies that was made. Even for this, I believe it took a very long time for this amendment to take place. At the very least, as they say, better late than never. But uh, the government, through the Ministry of Human Resource, need to put a lot more effort in highlighting and tackling this issue. For I believe it's for the benefit and the best of all employees and also employers in the country. We need to remember that we as people who are working are human beings. Our feelings do matter. And yes, it is to me an issue that should be highlighted. And I am very happy and being able to be given the opportunity to conduct a written report and also this presentation. So that's all there is to it for me. I hope this benefit all of us in any good way possible. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.